So this is worked out perfectly because this is the last set of 10 questions and it literally ends on the 10th question, so it's perfect. These particular questions aren't planned out, so if I take longer, that's why. So the first question is biggest pet peeves. And my biggest pet peeves are generally related to spelling and grammar, because it's like when someone spells college with an A and it turns into collage and you're just like, no. No. And it's like, there are people who are like 30 and 40 years old who are doing this, and it's like, has no one ever corrected you? Seriously. And it's like, if you just see it and you're not actually part of the conversation, you can't correct them, because you're just getting involved to correct someone and then leaving, and it's just like, I can't do that. That's, you know, people think I'm being a twat, and it's just like, no. But yeah. That's one of my biggest pet peeves, and it's just kind of like, yeah. Favourite part of spring? Easter. Chocolate. Yes. What landmark do you want to go to the most? Well, it depends what you class as a landmark, because what marks the land? I'm trying to think of what I would actually like to visit the most. And in terms of landmarks, I'm assuming by that it's like the very cliche ones like Big Ben, Buckingham Palace, Eiffel Tower, Leaning Tower of Pisa, and other things like that. However, I'd much rather just visit a Pokemon Center in Japan, because how amazing would that be? But I also kind of want to go to like Harry Potter World and Universal Studios and Disney World or Land or whichever, and you know, I would like to go to some UK ones as well. Like I wouldn't mind going on the London Eye, because that must be quite cool. And you know, the really cliche things that everyone has to do at least once, especially if you live here, then you've got to go to like Platform 9 3/4 and, you know, the London Eye and Big Ben and the Houses of Parliament and the Natural History Museum, which I've never been to, but we have to go to. And I want to go there before they get rid of the dinosaur, but I'm not sure if I can, because apparently they're getting rid of the big dinosaur, which is like their main thing, and replacing it with a whale. A whale! No! But yeah, okay, right. What animal do you wish you could own? In terms of domesticated animals, I really want a husky. In terms of wild animals, a wolf, a panther, a tiger, a lion, any sort of big cat, generally. Also, in terms of mythical creatures, a dragon. Gotta be. Favourite plant. What is my favourite plant? I have no idea. I don't really do plants much. I don't know. The thing with plants is I don't really know much about them, and I know what daisies are, and I know what like grass is, but other than that, I'm just like, I don't know. I like trees, though. Trees are cool. Favourite gift you've ever gotten? Well, gifts-wise, I have a few gifts that I really like, and it's mainly because of the thought that got put into them. And the first is the fact that my first ever Valentine's gift that I received was a dragon figurine, and it was one of the dragons of the cornucopia, and it was quite expensive, and it was just like, oh my god, you know how much I love dragons, it is amazing, and then we broke up. But, yeah, at the same time, that was really thoughtful of them. My second was that one Christmas, in college, we did Secret Santa, and my Secret Santa, who I didn't really know her at the time, and I still don't know her very well, but she got me a fez because she remembered that literally months earlier I had mentioned that I had been to a Doctor Who event, and she was like, oh, he likes Doctor Who, I'll get him a fez, and it's just like, oh my god! Like, she remembered it from months beforehand, and then got it, and I'm just like, wow, people pay attention to me. My other two I got for Christmas this year, and one of them is, I'm wearing it now, and it says, "My Patronus is a Dalek," and it's my t-shirt. And I got another t-shirt which had the Hogwarts, what do you call it, like coat of arms on it, and it had the thing on the bottom, and it, never tickle a sleeping dragon, which is, and yeah, so it's, it's quite cool, that like, they thought of me like that, yeah, so. Ever made a comic before? Depends what you mean by a comic, because I made a comic strip in, like, lessons, mainly English lessons. I've never done, like, a proper comic, like a web comic, or, like, actually drawn out a proper comic book or anything. What is your favourite standalone book? Now, this is the question, isn't it? Because standalone books aren't very common. Most books are in a series now, especially. But I'd say my favourite book that isn't actually in a series is probably Shade's Children, or Perfect People by Peter James. What is your preferred genre? I'm assuming of books here, because these three questions are all book things. My preferred genre of books is generally fantasy and sci-fi, but I like reading and writing realistic fiction, and mainly anything young adult is good for me, as long as it isn't really too cliche. Like, despite the fact that I do like fantasy cliches, it's like, if it's cliche like cliche sci-fi, like aliens, like tentacles and things, it's just, no, I just can't deal with that. Do you prefer physical copies or ebooks? I like them both for different reasons. I like ebooks because they're convenient, because I'm quite a quick reader, and if I was travelling up north, which is about 400 miles and about 6 hours on the train, I would need more than one book. So ebooks, I have my Kindle, I have loads of books, I can go through them, read a lot in 6 hours, that's fine. However, conversely, ebooks will never have the aesthetic amazingness of a physical paperback book. Paperbacks not only are, it's the feel of them, the paper, and the smell of the paperback book is just, literally, if I go into W.H. Smith, which is obviously one of the main bookshops over here, and I inhale the smell of books, it soothes me. I'm not even kidding. It is amazing. And now I work in a bookshop, and it's just like, books. Also, if I see anyone under the age of like 25 with a physical paperback book, I feel like a little of my faith in humanity has been restored. So yes, that is my 10 questions, my final 10 questions now, and that is basically it. So I will see you all in my next video, which I don't know what it will be about at the moment, but I have a load to upload anyway, so I will see you next time.